Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another World of Tanks replay, and do we have a special one for you today. So I had a little message arrive in my inbox the other day on the forums from a gentleman named JustAnAce. You might recognise that name from the leaderboards or from the community. He is one of the top ranked players in the world, and this video did actually go up on his own channel a little while ago, so if you do want to go and watch this replay without me talking over it, you can go and watch that there. I'll put a link down in the description. Go and check that out. He puts up a few of his games, and he is a very competent player indeed, so well worth checking out. But yeah, I hadn't spoken to Ace before, but I happened to come across his video. I think Cosmic Carry had retweeted it or something. So I went and watched it and was pretty blown away by this replay, and left a comment, and very kindly he then got in touch and offered to send me the replay. So here we are. Thanks very much for sending it in. It's a pretty incredible game. It's very high damage, as you've probably realised, and it's kind of, well, it's pretty special because normally I've seen a lot of high damage games. You know, I'm pretty desensitized to high damage games in World of Tanks now. I get sent a lot of replays. We recently had a 12k damage game go up in the Jaegeru. I've got probably half a dozen 10k damage waffle games in my inbox sitting around, and I've got a 10k damage in the Object 268. I've got some Death Star 10k damage games, but to dish out the kind of damage that Ace does in a medium tank is pretty rare indeed. And I don't think many people in World of Tanks over the whole course this game's been out have probably managed to do this kind of damage. It's certainly better than any game I've ever had, and likely any game I will ever have. But there you go. So here we go. First engagement, gets a nice shot away. So he's driving the Patton, the tier 10 American. Nice little handbrake jiggle there. And I think we're just going to enjoy this one for what it is. It's a fantastic game. He has a nice, great bit of platoon play with his platoon mate Legacy Slays. Shout out to that guy. He was very grateful to him when he posted this on the forum originally, I seem to remember. And it's just fun to watch how this guy plays. He just keeps getting shot after shot away, just firing for so much of the battle, and just making so many of his shots count as well. There we go, nice shot into the side of that guy. So yeah, nice to see a game come in with really high damage that isn't in a tank destroyer for a change. The tank destroyers are, now don't get me wrong, they're impressive games, and I love to watch 10k damage games and such in a tank destroyer. But to do that thing in a tank with 1,000 or 1,800 alpha damage versus a tank with maybe 400 or 500 alpha damage, is kind of another level really. So here you go, getting some shots into the side of that KB5, goes to the kill shot, takes him down, kill number 1. So pretty good start to the game. Hasn't taken any hits yet. It's got a few shots away. You'll notice he's using the small mini-map. Seems to have become a bit of a talking point. Maybe I shouldn't talk about people arguing on the forum, because people argue about all sorts of crazy shit on there. But the little compass mini-map, I saw people moaning about that and saying, oh, noobs use it and it gives you crappy awareness and stuff. But really, you know, every time people send me in really good replays, and the top players send me in replays, they're always using the compass mini-map, and they just use the back button to look at the big map, because it gives you much better awareness of your closer surrounding. It's much more accurate to see like which specific building someone is behind rather than generally where they are. Like personally, I kind of prefer the big map, and I also think a lot of that is that I prefer that for videos. It's a lot better for videos, but because you can kind of, everyone has a better idea what's going on. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. You know, whenever I see these big games from the unis and the super unis, they're almost always using the compass minimap. So there you go. I'm sure that'll rustle some jimmies, but jimmies will always be rustled. I'm sure there will be someone commenting on this video saying that they get games like this every week and it's not even impressive. But I'm sure that person is just talking crap. So. So getting some nice shots off now into the side of the E100 across the valley on Westfield. Got himself in pretty nice position here. I mean, he's taken a few shots, but he's been using that house for cover pretty well and just kept getting shot after shot away. Team-wise, it stayed pretty even. His teammates managed to dish out a pretty nice amount of punishment, picked up a kill or two. And their team has kind of end up in a weird situation here where they've got this side of the valley is pretty much theirs now. And most of the enemy team is kind of on the other side of the valley. So it's now a bit of a sniping match across. And view ranges and outspotting people is really going to come into play as to who gets taken out first in this scenario. But it's nice to see, interesting to watch how he moves around the battlefield, what bits of cover he's using, the lines of sight the guy's looking for. So going for another shot in the M103, going into the turret, nice hit. And there we go, look at this, side on IS-3. Oh, and this is, it's this so hard to watch. It's pretty troll. That one, don't know where that went, but it looked pretty dead on. Guess it got unlucky, it bounced. But never fear, it's got another side shot here, there we go. No idea. Okay, here's another one. This one's got to go in, right? There we go. Finally gets a bit of luck on the IS-3 that was trolling him pretty badly. But he's not there for the follow-up blind shot. So we're on to 17 damaging ribbons already. A pretty respectable count by anyone's measure, but there is still plenty to be done. And plenty of ammo left. Has used his repair kit and his med kit. Was just running a small med kit, I think it was. And his team is starting to get slightly outnumbered now. And you normally, when you see a team start to fall behind like this, becomes a bit of a runaway effect as you get outgunned. That really starts to spiral out of control. So they've got to drop some guns out of the game. They've got to keep things under control. They've still got some pretty full health tanks around. That Waffle Panzer 9, Panzer 4. I always call it Waffle Panzer 9. The Panzer 4 is on full health. Poor old Ace is down to pretty low health, but he's still got some work to do. So just waiting for the enemy to get spotted out across there. There's no way he can really push forward and risk getting spotted here, because if he gets spotted out in the open on 478 health, he's going to get very quickly dropped down. Thankfully, he's got his platoon mate over there, engaging those guys, getting in the Object 140, takes him down. Well played, Legacy. And that was one of the two that is going to be spotting them all out. There you go. As soon as the klaxon goes off, he is heading back to check on that flag defense. He's got him and the Tier 9 Waffle heading back there to deal with presumably that IS-3, and not sure what else has gone over there, but there we go. Got full health Object 268 or 263 rather, which is going to be very dangerous to deal with. But he does manage to get a nice shot off as he heads back over to get the cap defense.
Friendly vehicle destroyed.
So 20 seconds left on the cap. Timer should be fine here, unless they're in really good cover, which might be a little bit annoying and might force him to expose himself. 10 seconds. There we go. Oh, the M103 is not in great cover. There we go. Gets a lovely little cap clearance on that guy. Fatherland's going to come out and try and have a shot, but he's going to be lucky to do any damage, really. There we go. Nice shot down into the Fatherland. He manages to wipe out both of the enemy tanks' capture points whilst they're sitting there. But they're still both alive. And it's going to be difficult for him to push down and engage these guys. I think that was probably the Tier 9 Waffle managing to bounce there. There we go, another nice side shot into the Fatherland. Just keeping chipping away, keeping himself moving. You know, never sit still. Keep yourself moving, make yourself hard to hit. He decides to push forward now because he's seen that TD's popped up behind. There's no other option. He's got to get forward. You can try and dodge shots from these guys. There you go, great dodge from the M103, making himself hard to hit. He's got a much better chance of dodging shots on these guys or bouncing on his front armor than he has from getting shot in the back by the other guys. There you go, manages to get another shot in the M103, who I think must have fired and hit his gun manlet maybe there. Oh, and there we go. So manages to take down both those tanks who had a lot of health while he was on pretty low health, without taking any damage at all. So very, very impressive. And there was a Death Star that was actually popping up in the middle to take him by surprise. Not something you really want to tangle with. And it is just him and his platoon mate left. There's the 263 rushing his platoon mate. But looks like that 263 should be pretty easy to mop up now. He's got himself tracked and side on. Oh, unlucky there, but he does stay tracked at least. There we go. His teammate manages to finish him off with some nice communication and teamwork there. There's the Death Star though, so not looking good for his buddy here once this guy gets involved. Can he get him down? Oh, so harsh. 1200. So there we go. Death Star taken down. And we're in a 2v1 situation. Ace is down to 4 normal shells left, or APCR standard rounds in this tank. Then he's got 7 premium shells left and 3 HE shells left. But he has got a lot of work to do. There we go. There is the enemy IS-3 that was being pretty troll earlier and took 2 shots to the side, which we don't really know what happens to them, but gets a nice shot in through the front then. And probably just going to be 2 more to drop this guy and make it a one-on-one situation with an Object 704, which, well, you know, that might as well just be a tier 10 tank. There he is. It's not going to be too hard to damage the 704, but the 704 does have a tier 10 gun that can do a lot of damage, has a lot of pen, and is going to have no trouble at all polishing off that 478 hit points sitting on Ace's tank. So now it's interesting to see how tactics kind of evolve on the fly. These 2 guys looking like they were trying to push down towards the flag. They felt that would be the best option for them. Ace is sort of trying to make up his mind here and whether to sit there and wait for them to come down to the flag and shoot them from a similar position that he was shooting the Fatherland and the M103 from, or if he should reposition and try and take them a little bit unaware from somewhere else. So it looks like that's what he's decided to do. And the main worry here is really going to be that 704. The 704 has got pretty good camo on it, so it's going to be a toss-up whether he can actually outspot that, which is going to be the main issue. If he can outspot these tanks, then no drama, because he can take them down without risking losing his hit points. If he can't outspot them, it's going to be tricky. The IS-3, I don't think is going to be too much of an issue. So just checking the ridge. There we go. One of them's on the flag. So there we go. They're both on the flag. He knows where they are. They decided to both move on to the cap. Probably not too surprising. It's quite an effective way of drawing someone out, I guess. Maybe they probably didn't count that this might be someone who was capable of taking them out. But, you know, it's a tier 8 and a tier 9 tank. Maybe telling the last enemy where you are wasn't the best idea in the world. But Ace decides to actually come down here in the end, not going to snipe on them from up on the ridge. He's going to move down and take a different angle. There we go, gets a nice line of sight to the side of the IS-3. Actually makes a tracking shot, but it clears the cap. And looks like he's repaired already, so he should hopefully get a bit of luck. There we go, one more. Should take down this guy. Oh, well, he's not even moving. Where's he going? No, he decides to move backwards, in fact. Gets himself killed, and we're down into a one-on-one situation. 32 damage ribbons in a Patton is pretty horrendous. And he's only on 5 kills, but the damage output is pretty crazy. So it's nice to see, you know, sometimes there's criticism of replays if it's maybe I don't know, maybe sometimes people feel that people got a bit lucky with matchmaking, or that they got a medal because they didn't play, you know, there wasn't great teamwork. They maybe just got a medal because they played in a kind of unusual or maybe campy way. I don't think any of those criticisms can really be raised against this, you know. I think him and his platoon mate have carried the game immensely. They've put the legwork in, they've moved around the battlefield, they've made good shots, they've made their ammo count. Would be very easy to have, you know, just missed a few more shots, fired a few more shots on the move, a few wild ones, a few bounces, and those 8 shells remaining would have been gone, and wouldn't have been able to finish off this game at all. So he does a little bit of driving around, trying to get a spot on this guy, but realizes that it's not going to happen, so ends up moving down, gets a bit closer. He's only got 1 minute on the clock now, so he needs to get up close and needs to get this done. Needs to find where this 704 is, and presumably if he's not in the cap, guess that he's maybe pushed forward to try and engage the Patton. Or he's just lying in wait for him to come in, hoping he can get him with a one-shot. There we go. There's the 704. Looking up the hill. For some reason, looking the other way. Managed to get an amazing tracking shot. Absolutely critical. 25 seconds to go. Tracked him again just in time. His heart must be absolutely beating now because he knows that he has done a lot of damage this game. And there we go. Kill number 6. Picks up the top gun with 9 seconds left on the clock as he grabs that kill. Unbelievable, unbelievable. And wait till you see this scoreboard. It is just ridiculous. One of the most disgusting ones I think I've ever seen. A mastery, as one might hope, but 12,459 damage on a tier 10 medium tank, the M48 Patton. Incredible game. Thank you so much for sending that one in to me, Ace. I really appreciate it. It's nice to see players who are very good at the game owning cap cards. You know, that appeals to me as a YouTuber. So nice one. Yeah, thanks for sending that one over. Apologies if you've already seen the replay on Ace's channel, but you know, we thought we'd share with a wider audience, and you know, hopefully some of you guys can go and check out some of the other replays on Ace's channel as he continues to stomp all over people throughout World of Tanks. Nice one. All right, we'll give the replay a like if you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ben. We are the Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time.